Hello and welcome to today's episode, whereby I am going to disclose to you the secret to being number one priority on his list. Hey! While you're here, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe over here. Before we talk about how to be the priority in a man's life, I first need to show you what deprioritization looks like, just to get it out there so that you're really super uber clear when you are being deprioritized. It could look like, honey, I'm not available, I've got golf. Oh, I'm running late for work again. You're trying to call and he's constantly on phone calls. You want to have a conversation with him and he's reading the newspaper. He wants to watch TV more than he wants to spend time with you. His travel schedule gets in the way of your time together. And this is a sticky one. His kids always get prioritized over you. And his work, the time he spends on it at work and at home, gets in the way of your personal time. Now, these are just examples of you starting to feel like you are not the number one priority. You may be the second or the third, or what's happened is you felt like you started in the top of the list and you get deprioritized over time. Now, I personally am very sensitive to this because I let myself be deprioritized for years in relationships. And it wasn't until I realized that in relationship, more than anything else, I wanted to know and it to be made evident that I was number one priority in his life on his list. So there it is. The number one secret to being the number one priority in your man's life is you deciding that that's what you want. It may not be what you want, and hence this video is not for you. But when I had this realization that that's what I wanted, and it was a very edgy, risky thing for me to even admit to myself, wow, I actually want to be his priority. I want to create a relationship where he's my priority, I'm his priority. We are creating what's called the couple bubble by Stan Tatkin. We're creating this environment in which all these other things that we do in our life become secondary to that, or they become underneath that thing. Now, my experience when I decided that I needed to be number one priority in my man's life is that all these other things that I had previously personally prioritized, like my work or cash flow or whatever else it was, those things actually started to work, because I was actually getting in alignment with my values. And one of these values was that I was going to attract a high value masculine man, a king, into my life. So the first step is the decision that you want to be number one on his list. But truly, for that to happen, you have to put yourself as number one. You have to make yourself the priority here, okay? So what this looks like is your life continues. You have a full life. You've got a full work environment. You love what you do. You have things that you like to do. You travel, you spend time with friends, you read, you have a full spiritual life or spiritual community. These things are you prioritizing you. Because I can promise you that a high quality man is way more attracted to a woman who has a full life. I don't mean full such that there's no space for him, and that's a topic for another video, but I mean you're full, you're happy, you're fulfilled in the choices you've been making in your life. Now, part of the reason for this is he doesn't want to feel like you're empty and you're desperate to have this relationship to fulfill you. I think you know that's just not going to work. And part of this is you're not going to change your values for him. You're not going to change your priorities. He will respect you way more if you stand in your values. If you degrade your own values for yourself, firstly, you're going to start to suffer. You're going to go out of integrity with yourself, and this won't feel right in the relationship. You wouldn't want that for him either, right? So continue to do the things that you love. Take time out in the feminine, pleasure time, self-care time, time with girlfriends. You're not going to have everything the same in your life with your partner. You're not going to do everything the same. Your values will not be the same or in exactly the same order with your partner. This is okay. Again, this is the topic for another video talking about values. But prioritize yourself and decide that you are number one priority on his list. This is the secret. Today, I would love you to comment below on any ahas that you had with today's video or any questions you might have about prioritizing yourself. And remember, when you have the courage to go out there and shine your juicy, beautiful, bountiful essence, you give others permission to do the same. So let's all go out there and shine this week. Bye-bye for now.